At the edge of Dubai's skyline, 30 kilometers into the desert, stands an air-conditioned fortress where hope and heat trade blows. Alawir Central Prison. Designed for 6,000 inmates yet rumored to hold far more, this jail locks up 92% foreigners, houses entire families, and stages Ramadan pardons like televised lotteries. Today, we're stepping beyond the mirrored glass to explore life behind those reinforced gates. Desert walls, silent rules. Step onto dusty asphalt that shimmers at 42 degrees Celsius. Beyond a final checkpoint, Alawir's exterior deceives. Pale sand-colored blocks, palm trees, even a welcome arch. Yet the complex sprawls across 5 square kilometers, ringed by floodlights that convert night into bleached noon. Construction began in 2003 and cost the emirate around 260 million dirhams. By 2006, officials boasted the facility could comfortably host 6,000 prisoners. Comfort proved relative once the gates closed. Elaborate tunnels moved accused criminals to court buses so guards can watch through cameras instead of bars. Cells built for 8 often receive 12, according to an ITV investigation where a Nigerian tourist recalled sleeping on cold tile while 10 roommates rotated 3 bunk beds. Fluorescent lights never dim fully. Officers say constant visibility prevents fights, yet former inmates describe fractured sleep. Humidity arrives through air conditioning set to an unrelenting chill. Dinchi Lar told reporters the temperature could drop to 16 degrees indoors, turning punishment into a paradox where prisoners wrap blankets while desert air bakes the fence. Sweaters sell out fast at the weekly commissary. Anyone without family money faces the cold bare-armed. Movement follows a strict grid. At dawn, a siren escorts rows of men to ablution stations. Morning headcount happens in absolute silence. Speaking can cost phone privileges. After the call to prayer, corridors funnel labor crews toward kitchens, laundry blocks, and carpentry workshops, where brands such as Al Futtaim Motors sponsor skills programs. In theory, certificates earn time-off sentences. In practice, wardens decide when good conduct begins. Even water arrives rationed. Every wing receives 60 minutes to fill bottles before valves click shut, a policy introduced after demand snapped pipes. As evening shadows stretch, floodlights snap on. The desert stars vanish, replaced by white glare that bounces off concrete. Our tour has only scratched the surface. Ahead waits the arithmetic of overcrowding, where nationality decides almost everything. A babble behind bars. Statistics speak before any guard barks an order. 92% of prisoners in Dubai are foreign nationals, the highest share globally for a large country. Alawir mirrors that ratio so closely that Arabic sometimes ranks only third after Hindi and English during cell block chatter. Each wing becomes its own market of accents. Filipinos trade biscuits for phone cards with Nigerians, while Russians queue beside Kenyans for the single fax. Nationality also influences sentencing. Drug possession under 2 grams can bring 4 years, yet police files show penalties doubling when the accused lacks local sponsorship. Consular guides warn British detainees that bail is rare and appeal windows close within 15 days. Indian and Pakistani consulates process hundreds of Ramadan pardon applications, but eligibility remains opaque, leaving many inmates to gamble on good behavior reports. Upon entry, male prisoners surrender hair, belts, shoelaces, and even spectacles. The barber's clippers buzz on intake days, leaving identical buzz cuts that officers claim reduce lice. Women keep their hair but receive color-coded dresses, green for minor sentences, yellow for midterm, blue for up to 7 years, red for violent or trafficking convictions. Uniforms act as silent social scoreboards visible in the yard each morning. Overcrowding warps these hierarchies. A dormitory designed for 30 might hold 50 during tourist season crackdowns on alcohol and public affection. Mattresses overlap until the floor resembles a quilt of borrowed blankets. When ITV interviewed Dinchi Lar in 2023, she reported 10 inmates sharing 3 beds and passing respiratory infections like playing cards. Guards respond by rotating cleaning duties hourly, yet disinfectant never keeps pace. Mealtime widens the divide. Trays slide through slots holding vegetable curry one day, macaroni the next. Special diets are honored on paper. Diabetics and HIV-positive prisoners have documented month-long gaps without medication, despite ministry guidelines. Those with families abroad depend on remittance apps to top up commissary accounts, but transfers can freeze for weeks during audits. Foreignness shapes every sunrise here, from the language of the morning prayer to the dialect of courtroom interpreters. Numbers alone cannot translate the grind of a day, so let's walk the halls and feel the clock tick with those who count sentences minute by minute. Hours that stretch like sand. Listen for the clang at 6. Doors swing, and inmates file toward ablution taps glistening under fluorescent glare. The next 18 hours unfold with military precision. Breakfast hits at 6:30. Kubs, labne, sweet tea. A minute late and the portion returns to the kitchen. Marcus Fakana, the British teenager jailed for an underage relationship, wrote that missing meals was easy because officers often summoned residents for surprise searches that emptied lockers. After breakfast, roll call echoes in 5 languages. Guards call names. Inmates answer with assigned numbers because wrong pronunciation can spark confusion. Then comes work rotation. Sewing workshops stitch school uniforms for Dubai municipality. Carpentry shops build park benches. A 2019 Dubai police clip claimed more than 200 products leave these gates every week, though wages convert to 1 dirham per hour held in a custodial account until deportation. Mid-morning brings education blocks. Classrooms double as sanctuaries from the cold. Volunteer teachers cover basic Arabic, IT skills, and religious studies. In the women's wing, toddlers born during sentences sit in a nursery where murals hide barred windows. The contrast between finger paints and razor wire lands hard. Lunch marks the social peak. Plates pile with rice and lentils. Those with commissary credits might add grilled chicken from the tiny supermarket. Overcrowding turns the hour volatile. Fights sometimes erupt over salt packets. When violence flares, inmates describe punishment cells without bedding, left under cold air for 48 hours. Healthcare is the wild card. The clinic runs around the clock, yet struggles with chronic cases. Human Rights Watch noted HIV-positive inmates denied antiretrovirals for weeks, and diabetics missing insulin, risking coma in the night. Appeals to outside hospitals require escorts and can stall for months. Evening worship calms the block, but anxiety returns at final count. Any missing toothbrush or contraband SIM card triggers lockdown. Lights stay on until after midnight, then alarms can sound for random drug tests. Marcus wrote that a week feels like a year when each hour is scheduled to the minute. Yet resilience sprouts. Shared jokes in 12 dialects, songs hummed through pipes, whispered hopes of Ramadan pardons. Hold that fragile optimism as we step into the politics of mercy. The exit door. Mercy arrives with the crescent moon of Ramadan. Each year, the ruler signs pardons that send waves of expectation through every wing. In March 2024, the president ordered 735 releases and even paid the outstanding fines. 3 months later, the total surged again, 1,295 names added to the list ahead of Ramadan 2025, proof that clemency is both a tradition and a barometer of public mood. Those numbers dwarf the 346 freeing of the previous year that sparked a hunger strike, yet prisoners still mutter that quotas, not conduct, decide who walks. Money creates its own escape hatch. Dubai's penal code lets inmates trade each remaining day for 100 dirhams. Faith groups and hometown charities scour social media for cases. When the Emirates pardoned more than 500 Indian citizens in early 2025, many debts were wiped out by an expatriate business council that wired funds overnight. A single remittance can shrink 6 months of despair into a printed receipt, yet shortfalls of even 10 dirhams keep others stuck until another donor emerges. Legislation signed in 2023 opened a third door: electronic tagging. Courts may now replace any sentence shorter than 2 years with a GPS ankle monitor if health, age, or family responsibility suggests a low risk of reoffending. Alawir officers describe tagging as a release valve for nonviolent offenders who already have jobs waiting, although prosecutors hold the final say. Applicants undergo background checks and must lodge a guarantee equal to an average month of wages. When approval arrives, guards remove the uniform, fit the bracelet, and hand over a paper map marking invisible borders. Freedom still trails a paper shadow. Foreign nationals step straight from the cell block into automatic deportation and a blacklisting order. Immigration circulars state the ban can last for life unless the Interior Ministry grants a waiver. At Gate 4, newly released detainees queue for exit stamps, knowing one line of ink may block every GCC airport. Airline counters accept only confirmed tickets, so volunteers shuttle between the prison and Dubai International, bargaining for fares before visas expire. Outside the compound, desert air hits like a furnace. Buses idle beside chain link while passengers clutch plastic bags that hold everything they own: a carpentry certificate, a faded phone card, perhaps a toddler's crayon drawing. Some will reach the airport within an hour. Others will spend nights in charity hostels waiting for seat availability. Recidivism figures are scarce, but staff insist vocational graduates rarely return, a boast impossible to verify without open data. So, what shocked you the most about life inside Dubai's Alawir prison? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more gripping stories from around the world.